Squeeble here. We're going to do a quick live commentary of Proz versus Slim Bill. This is a tournament match, and Slim Bill unfortunately had to be DQ'd, and Proz lost to Joker in his last match. And so they are matched up in the loser's bracket, and I wanted to just hop in. You know, it's a Saturday afternoon. We're chilling out. And just wanted to get a live comm for you guys. So let's take a look at this game, see what we're dealing with. So Slim Bill, I know, loves Portal. He loves the generic kind of pine cone pressuring books with like Portal. This favors Bill 1000% based on playstyles. Okay. Why does it? Well, I think because the top of the map is open, any sort of rushy aggro technique or style, like aggro move or plan, anything aggro is going to benefit Bill because he can traverse the top of the map. So that's an interesting aspect to this, is the map gen. And let me see, I can have one of my clanmates provide some commentary too if he'd like in clan chat. And I can interact with him. So, yeah, it looks like, okay, Bill's not running his typical kind of pine cone generic Portal book. He has a flightless book, potentially? I don't know. We're not sure if it's flightless, but usually he... Oh, Bill's in here too. Oh. Yeah, so he doesn't have to interact at all. But I was talking to XII, or I guess, yeah, 12. So, just kidding, I'm not going to type that. Okay, so, okay, maybe he has flightless with prot, which is, you know, potentially something that you could do. Okay, Cryo's asking to stream. Maybe I can pull it up. Yeah, I'm also doing a live comm. Okay, so he's going to pressure with Whisper. Let me see if I can stream this for Cryo. Okay, just going to share that real quick. Yeah. So, yeah, this is just a spur of the moment thing. Okay, it does look like Slim definitely has a flightless book with Phantom, which is just huge. This is going to be crazy. And, okay, he's going with the water ball. So you're going to see at the center of the map, Proz is taking control. We're not sure at this point if he has flight, because Sanctuary is, you know, pretty popular in no flight books. But I kind of like Slim's position here, because he's got his setup, he's got his bank out, his swarm, his phantom, he's got a lot of his resources. He's in whisper range, so he can spam that a bit. So, looking like it might be a good option for him. Okay, so he's just going to go the defensive route, get the double drain in, and it's a little bit of a difficult spot for both players. If one of them goes too aggro, then they could be leaving themselves open for a mega or a pebble. With good positioning, you can't respond with like a mega or anything like that. He swapperoos there to move a pixel? What was that swapperoo? I'm not 100% sure. Perhaps a misclick. And so potentially escaping Whisper, but I don't believe it does with the extend. So, okay, it escapes from Slim's Whispers. Just to give him a little dig. He might even actually respond to that in the chat if he's not focusing up too hard, but hope he's turned it off. And okay, he's gonna tree the swarm. And again, I like this approach by Slim because he is pressuring with the whispers and potentially a water ball, right? Proz just has swarm, he just has to basically wait. That's the end game for Proz here. And Bill is waiting with the Phantom to push. And it looks like he Qs there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a bit tragic. Hard to kind of know what to do turn by turn when you have a book that you're not used to. But it still is strong, you know, it's not a losing battle here after that Q. Just because this map, it's so dependent on the very late game, and people don't tend to go very aggro, especially Proz. He's like anti-aggro. So Slim can make a Q or two, and it's not going to lose him the game outright. So what's the plan here? Again, Proz is not going to make any aggro moves whatsoever, and so Slim can relish in the fact that he's going to be alive at turn 40, and he can actually just whittle away at the swarms with the phantoms. Once Proz kills this phantom, he's going to bring another phantom out. And oh shit, he got detowered. Can Slim take advantage of that? I would say no, because he has no way to get to him. But say he was detowered and he could, like, I don't know, like get over to him with some good micro, you know, maybe throw a mega or a clock, which he might have because he has clock tower in his no flight book. So now you want to take your swarm out, kill his, and maybe bring out a phantom. Okay, tower is safe too. Double tower. I think it's fitting for books like this where they're no flight. Mainly because, yeah, the thing about no flight is you need a little bit more health, a little bit more sustain, because you don't have your prots, and you can't gain all that health up to 150, right? So I think it works pretty well. And then you can set up in your tower and you can water ball spam, right? Then you can carve out a path to get to the opponent, and you're able to make a play. Okay, Proz brings the DK out, but like Bill's gonna get charged here. The DK, it's really got a long charge, so it's gonna trap him. Oh, not quite. Okay, that doesn't really do much. So Bill can escape here. And tower? Does he have sanctuary or is it just clock tower? Okay, just clock tower. So he's in an okay spot. I guess that's that's Proz's swarm, so that's unfortunate. And he might just charge out with the DK. Okay, maybe just kill the swarm and say, okay, come at me with the DK, I can damage it a little bit. And then when you kill my tower, I can kill the DK. Okay, he's just gonna go for the water ball at the DK directly. And maybe he's got spear or something that he could use. The thing is with double tower, what makes it nice is that, like, in these situations, like, Slim could relocate and tower up again, but he might not have one, so it puts him in a difficult position. I don't know if he has tree or what his plan is yet to try and stall. And look how squeezed he is. Oh god, it's not looking so good. Ugh. All right, I'm rooting for my boy Bill as usual, but he's looking a little bit rough. I guess, you know, the fog, it's gonna come down and hit Proz first. Okay, he does kill the swarm. And I guess the aura is kind of zoning the DK a little bit too. Proz has to move the DK eventually, right, because of the fog. But, oh, nice water ball sink there by Proz. He was able to get that off, sink him into the lava. And now he has to reset. Okay, that's fair. If Proz detowers, maybe he can get the DK to him. Okay, he's going to scoot the tower down. There's no way he's got the speed for that, though, does he? He's just going to charge straight down? No, okay. That's fair. Charging straight down would be a bit of a blunder, because I don't think the DK could get back up, but Bill could. He's in a bit of a difficult situation. Okay, he's just going to kill the DK. Oh! Clutch Mega by Bill there. Nice. That's awesome. Now his win con is out. And proz, yeah, that's... And a pretty bad Mega in response. Oh. Yeah, I guess we can talk in private because he's... You'll be banned. Banned, okay, sure. But yeah, that Mega response by proz didn't go quite as well for him. I consider it a win because Bill's going to get back 50 of his health almost with the bank. Proz is down a Mega. Oh, I see what you mean because of the guiding. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess, you know, he said it in time. Yeah. So no big deal there. But yeah, I think this is a win if I'm Slim, because you're going to now get proz detowered. And I think his clock tower is down too. Proz is going to try to what, rush? No, he's just going to go for mud, which is kind of eh. I mean, it's okay. Slim can maybe flash down here. He's got to be careful about water ball. Okay, tree is best. Also the Oratic was going to detower him, which I was going to mention as well. Okay, gets out of there with Swapperoo. We saw Cryo use this against Spork, which is interesting. To Swapperoo out of your trees and give you a little bit more mobility beyond gate. And Slim playing with fire there. Pro's definitely going to go for a water ball here if he has enough time, but he's fucking up the jumps, which is understandable, and now he's out of time. Okay, so he wasn't able to get up. He wanted to try to get up on that tree where I'm about to ping, which, let's see. Can I ping? There we go. He wanted to get up there to aim a water ball and sink Bill. Bill said, nah, proz, you don't got that, dog. I am going to bait you into queuing, and he nearly did. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair too. But, yeah, as I said, proz didn't want to take the risk. So. Okay, so if I'm Bill in this position, I don't know if he has a second tower. So this puts him in a difficult spot. He might have to go just for like a pebble and say, okay, you can respond with an aggro spell, and I will, with my superior speed, I would say Bill's slightly faster than proz, maybe even a little bit more. But, ooh, that hurts, though. So maybe that trade didn't work out for Bill there. He's just squeezed for space, right? Flashable, but it's hard. Okay, he's going for the meme play with Lob and the Mega. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out for Bill. He says he's a little bit frustrated at the fact that he was disqualified because of some availability conflicts. Yeah, so Bill is going to play proz here in the loser's bracket, and then the winner of this match will play the loser of XII Dark Joker. So if Bill loses this, he's out, actually. Which is interesting. I'm not sure he knows. I might tell him. Or maybe he's just a little bit tilted, which can happen, right? So it looks like, yeah, he tried to get away and couldn't quite get away there. Ended up in the fog. And, oh, he's at 4 health. Can he somehow come back with something? I mean, tower doesn't work just due to Pebble. But this is going to end up being a super close match. What if he messes up this Pebble here? That would be insane. Oh no, and Bill was able to, or proz was able to eke out that match there. Damn, it was so close. Oh, he had a Whisper Arrow. Damn. Such a close match. Alright, regain. Okay, he's shown that he can do Flightless with decent effectiveness. I mean, he just kind of threw because of tilt. It wasn't really because of any lack of strategy or anything like that. So I'm curious if they're going to change books up at all. I think Proz may run the same, and Bill may switch books. Yeah, and 12 is asking him, are you going to switch your book or no? I would, because Flightless is not Bill's strength, and it kind of tilted him into a CBA, whatever, fuck this mode. Bill is someone who doesn't really get too nervous or tilted, I would say. He controls that pretty well. So maybe that will give him some drive to get the big guns out and fight hard here. Okay, nice. I can't hear you. Is it because you're recording? Yeah, so I could hit push to talk and talk in Discord, but I'm not. I'm just doing it over the video. So just because I didn't really plan to have like a full-ass commentary and all this going on. But, if someone talked, they would be able to hear on the other end, but I think they're respecting that I'm streaming. People know that I'm streaming in the call, which I appreciate. So, just a reminder that if you lose this game, we'll throw you in a labor camp in North Scotland. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I have full confidence in Slim Bill here to maybe not win immediately, but at least pull out 17 draws and eventually get that kind of clinical win, tie it up, and then it's just going to be another slog. If we can get 1-1. I can't hear Mike in VC1. Oh yeah, well I'm on push to talk, yeah, but I'm still recording. I don't know if you guys wanted me to open it up. Should I open the mic? So if you're in this call, I'm doing a live commentary. Ink, can you confirm that you can hear me? If possible. Sweet. Alright, everyone can hear me. Some of you guys may not be able to jump on. If anyone wants to make a comment, feel free. If I'm just like, at a pause in my talking, I was just mentioning how Bill seems to... Oh wow, what a professional aura there by Proz. I'm just going to interrupt all introductions and everything to say that, this is what 1,000 games of LTS gets you. That aura placement is some of the best that I've ever seen. And in fact, I've never seen it. So I'm going to have to get Proz in here and, ask him what his thought process was with that aura there. But no, obviously a misclick. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about, before I went open mic, how Slim was running a flightless book, and in clan chat he was like, yeah, I'm pretty tilted, I don't have patience, I can't really be asked to fight this since I'm in losers. But then 12 was like, you're not really in losers, you just had unfortunate scheduling, you had a trip. It's really hard to tell when actually tournaments are going to be happening. And so he decided after this loss to switch back to generic, and now he's going to grind Proz down. This might end up a very long, sort of drawn out match, like a Proz Joker type of match. Because honestly, it's hard to push, right, with Sanctuary. Bill has to be careful of like Swapperoo, so Cryo has Swapperooed his Sanctuary into Bill if he's close enough, which that can hurt, because that's a lot of prots that you can lose. But here, if I'm Bill, I'm feeling good. I've got quite a bit of space, and yeah, there's a lot of room on the bottom. So portaling down with kind of a 2-3 turn plan of maybe going down there, summoning a swarm, maybe getting a pebble off. It's hard now though because his Sanctuary is going to come back, so any response to a pebble is just going to be Proz walking over and Sanctuarying. And he was trapped there. Did he Swapperoo into that spot? And maybe there was a little bit of a glitchy interaction there, potentially. So that might have resulted in that glitch. But yeah, Bill's just going to kind of piece by piece, slowly, inch his way over to Proz here. And I think unfortunately for Proz, an open map benefits Bill. And the reason is because Bill's a lot more mobile. So if the map's really open, it's hard to do all that micro, which we saw Spork do, but Spork is a sweaty nerd. So he's able to do that because he practices in sandbox all the time. I'm not sure if that's true, but he sweats with the micro. So I'm not sure proz has that type of training in him. It doesn't fit his playstyle to go with the super aggro micro. Okay, he does come down there, but oh shit. All right, that's an unfortunate blunder. And Bill's just gonna run away, go down there and pebble down. That's what I would do. 5, 4, 3, 2, and he's now in a subpar position without a sanctuary. Bill is in an absolutely commanding position after throwing the first game with the flightless book. So, if I'm proz here, maybe you just gotta get a bank out. Yeah, tree trapping with the swarm is a nice play. Delays for a turn, Bill's gonna drain it. And okay, also check this out. If you're using swarm, he's using his turn to move his minions, make progress, right? If you have that swarm there just sitting there, it's gonna get killed by fog. You're not gonna get any efficiency out of it. So that's very turn efficient. And we're seeing the punishment of proz going flightless. I'm sorry, Ron. Speed. Ron says speed as proz is like struggling to jump onto the little gray wall of the fortress, which is hard to jump on, to be fair, but you're a bit of a troll. So nice placement by Bill there to pebble him into the swarm, which again, you're seeing the benefit. He's got now 30 damage on him. The sanctuary is still coming up, not the soonest. Bill's got to be careful. He's allowing proz to jump onto his own swarm. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was going to say it might be possible to jump onto Bill's swarm, jump up there in sanctuary if he has it. But maybe he has one more turn on that. I'm not sitting here with a notepad counting, okay? So Bill has incredible speed. He's going to obviously go for... Oh, man. I was just going to say he's going to obviously go for a incredible Mega Boulder, right? Which I gotta say, I'm gonna give a little shout out to myself. You know, I had one of those 100+ megas in tight quarters against Seto. It was perfect. Anyway, it's not about me. It was the best Mega Boulder, you know. Anyway, he might just have to try and kill the man trap. Okay, he's gonna pressure with Whisper. Another option would have been to relocate and just pebble down from another angle, which I might have gone for, just because I like the prospect of being able to slap his ass with a mega. But now he's doing it after the Whisper, so he got that damage, and he forces proz into basically a nothing turn to tower, because he knows that he will get a lot of the tower damage down the following turn with the pebble, which he just did. Okay, it didn't detower him fully, but still you're threatening a mega in this position, which, you know, most people may not think. Here it's kind of tricky because the mega will just explode. Since the man trap is close, if he tries to aim it in between both of them, it'll just explode and do like 20 damage detowering proz. So he can't go for a mega anymore. It would require that the man trap not be there, and then you just have to have some sweaty ass aim in order to do that. And proz is a bit stuck here. He's going to have to go for another mud Hail Mary, or yeah, tree. Don't know if he can get up there with that angle. It's looking tricky. So he's going to flash out, and proz has to burn his second tower or else get mega'd. And the thing that's shitty about that for him is that now... Okay, Bill's going that way. Oh, that was so slow, though. Okay, but it's 10s. The thing that's shitty about that now is he can't use his sank to sank off Bill's prots, and he's down so much health, plus the prots. Usually what you see with flightless books is an inverse of this, where like the flightless person has 250 plus, you know, prots if they have them, or maybe they're just like, they've got a health advantage, and the flighted person is low, like 120, 130, with like 100 prots, trying to avoid the sank. because, you know, the flighted person, they're being pressured with whispers and water balls and whisper arrows and stray auras outside the map. Oh, come on, Bill, just go for the mega. Come on. Come on. Does he have... He has a second mega. Okay, he's out of muds. Yeah. Okay, he's going to go for the clock. I don't know if maybe he brought mega or not. It's possible he didn't. And Proz does have drain, but he messes up the micro there. Was he saving his mega, or it might have been fine there to just use? Take a little bit of damage, but okay, he's going to go for the Sui. Good game. All right, Bill's back in it. 1-1. Let's go. Stick to your bread and butter, Bill. I'm going to give him some hype. Go, Bill. He's got to get into groups. He said this is not YouTube content, and I was like, yo, you got to make it YouTube content. Slim Bill said it. I am anticipating a black hole mix, just going to use generic again. Yeah, you know, as long as you've got those tools to deal with black hole, which, I mean, it's going to be hard to use portal. We know that. Swarm helps to kind of deter like a wormhole. If he saw my games, which I don't think he has yet, he could know that I like to use Sank or bring my own wormhole. Maybe he's playing with us. I think he could also catch Proz off guard with a book, but he's in the driver's seat, so Proz is on his heels, and he's going to be the one who has to make that decision. Oh man, Bill just thrashed me. Should I change up my book? So it's like, after game 1, Bill's on his heels like, oh no, what do I do? And now Proz is saying the same thing. So we'll see what ends up happening. Let's check level 3s. Okay, looks like generic versus generic. Okay, Bill has another advantage, but this time he's running generic and he misses a mud ball turn 1. But that's okay, because he loses out there on what, 25 damage, right? I know the damage of spells, you know, I'm a veteran. We're gonna come up on a nice flash here soon. Yeah, what a nice flash. Alright, no, anyway, you've got a similar opening. I think this benefits Bill because he can traverse around the map with his portals, and honestly he might not even need portals because that top area is wide open and Proz already has little space. So you're seeing the benefit of the mud ball. He could inch his way over, set up a portal, try to pebble that swarm, kill it, and then force Proz to come up and respond. But instead he's going to flash to the center. What does this do? Well, we know he has Whisper. Okay, don't know for a fact, but I've played Bill a ton, and we kind of came up with the book that he's using right now, supposedly. Okay, so he's going for the portal. Maybe scoot that over just a little bit so that he can't tree it out on his end, on Proz's end. So on the left side he could maybe tree it, but he chooses to tree the right side, which, you know, might be better. It's hard to flash that off, right? Because there's so much land. So Bill's just going to say, alright, you had to use your tree cooldown. I forced you to respond. I'm going to slowly squeeze you with the Whisper Bombs. He only needs one more flash to alt extend a Whisper. And actually, he can alt extend it right now. It looks like it doesn't quite work. The Whisper doesn't quite reach, and I'll show you. To do it full extend, it bounces off the peg. But I do think earlier, back around, you know, here-ish, like maybe instead of flashing right here, he could actually start going up to the top of the map. So let's say he opens and he's got this mud ball. He doesn't necessarily need to go all the way back, right? So protection shield here. Yeah. And now Proz is getting his minions out. And maybe here, like, instead of retreating, you could just, you know, toss that pebble down there. And then if he has mud, he has mud, then you can retreat. If he doesn't, then he's going to do something like this. Then you've got the speed, you know, 10 seconds to go down there and kill the swarm. And then you again figure out, okay, does he have mud or not? And you get a tick if he doesn't summon it in the best way possible, right? So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. Obviously, it's looking like Proz has a Dark Defense book. And I don't know if Bill has figured that out yet. Unfortunately, maybe he had to try to go for that Whisper to kill the peg. Because at this point, yeah, Proz with, how many prod is that? 30, no, 85, yeah. So, yeah, Bill's going to be in for a long draw. I don't know if he's been specking lately to know that like Dark Defense is a viable option here. Maybe you'll see a portal grab. Okay, he doesn't have portal, I don't think, with DD. Just trying to get some space. I might tree the pagan here. Question is, like, how are you killing that? 125. You know, you'd have to spam a couple pine cones. You pebble down, pebble does 30. Proz just says, okay, I'm going to gain that back next turn because of the 2 auras. So, I think though if he's got 1 Pegasus, that's not hugely problematic. Problem is now he can bring out a second, tick it away with the auras, and then that's so much health. And I'm just anticipating he has Dark Defense, I'm not 100% sure. But here Bill could go for a Whisper, whittle away at the peg. Yeah, that's a fair play. It's only going to get 15. You're just doing some damage. 75 is not so difficult to deal with, although yeah, it's got another aura, so we're just going to kind of see. This is going to be a game of chip damage. Okay, he's going to summon mounted on his Pegasus, which is strange, because that can just be whispered. But maybe he's thinking after, I will just undead it. Oh, and unfortunately Bill misses that whisper. Not punishing, you know, per se, because Proz's win con is to just get these undead pegs. But once he gets the DD, like here's the thing that we're looking at. Okay, there's 16 turns in, 60 total. If he DDs early enough, and there's 2 pegs out, maybe 3, that's going to be dicey for Bill, right? Because he just won't have enough turns to stall and just stave off the aggression. So Proz hopefully has a couple of aggro spells that he can use once he gets his DD off, like maybe a spear or a clock, something. If he doesn't, then this is just an easy draw for Bill. But I still have confidence in Bill here to draw this out. Okay, that's an interesting play. He's saying, okay, you can't come over there and swarm tick me. That's like an aggro play that I might make. Just kind of like a fuck it play. Like, well, you know, if I let him sit there, that's what he wants, so I'm not going to let him sit there. Is that going to make me lose? Not necessarily. Now he has an open area to challenge Proz. Not immediately, but, you know, a few turns down the line. So, and of course there, you know, Proz is a little bit short on space, so he does tick himself with the aura. Now, if I'm Bill, yeah, maybe I don't want to flash the map, really, because looking at those pegs, you don't want them to be able to move around freely. And Proz is just biding his time to be able to Dark Defense. He is probably going to go for the 3rd Pegasus like the greedy bastard he is. Okay, this wormhole, it's going to be interesting how Slim deals with it, because he just has generic. One option is to just, yeah, tree it off, but of course the peg can still go through. So this is kind of what I was thinking. If Bill's going to run generic, he has to be careful about how to manage the wormhole. Is he saying, okay, I'm just going to mud the peg when it comes through, and it's just going to be a sitting duck, it's going to die to fog? But it's too mid-map, you know, the fog isn't going to really reach at all. Yeah, so he's in an awkward position where he's going to have to let the Pegasus go through, tank a drain, or maybe let the spirit die, and then he's going to continue to be zoned, and this is tough. So Bill is at this point going for a draw for sure. Mud is an option here just to mitigate the damage. You don't want to just let him drain you over and over. But again, Proz, outside of a giant blunder, which could happen, but once Proz gets his setup, you don't see massive blunders. from him. I don't know if I explained the overall strategy, but it's basically you want to get a Pegasus out early. You want to undead the Pegasus, build it up to 125, get a second one, build it up, get a third one, build it up, etc. And then be able to just use Dark Defense, and your opponent has no way of killing you because you've got such a meat shield of HP. Okay, he summons that in the aura, unfortunately, so it's going to die soon. He's running a little bit low on resources, so if he brings that peg through and drains, Bill muds it, and then he doesn't really have play in terms of like going aggro. So a bit tough. He's got to play slow still. He's going to free his pegs. So here, yeah, if I'm Slim, I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to go for the draw. And I don't know if pros would anticipate a book change. I know that Slim has ran Nova books before, but I'm not sure if pros would think that Slim would run it. He might think that Slim is just like this generic Andy, who just is so good at generic and only runs it, and doesn't really experiment with books. Which, he's kind of right, but also, I know that Slim has practiced the Nova book a lot. So that could be an option for him if he's able to squeeze out this draw. Obviously, it's not over. So Slim has 105 prots, so he's looking pretty comfortable. If I'm him, I would mud that peg. But he goes into the fog. And oh wow, he saved himself there. A very tricky flash is possible here, which I'd love to test. But basically he goes under Slim and maybe aims the flash like directly towards Slim, and it would just sail him off the map. Very tricky to do in 10s, especially for someone like pros who that's not on his radar whatsoever, especially with this book. So here we are again in the game. Couldn't really resist the curiosity here. Had to see if I could go for this flash. It's really hard in 10 seconds to kind of line it up. If I just wanted to try it, boom, there that goes. All right, back to the video. That was about 10 seconds. See you guys. That could have been a clincher, but I am not expecting, not even just pros, I'm not expecting anyone to even try and go for that, especially in a tourney game. But look at the top of the map. It's coming down, the bottom of the map's coming up. Pros has a peg over here, he's got a peg over here. This is the only area that Bill has to work with. So what does he have to do? Just, okay, he's gonna portal, and okay, his idea is I'm gonna portal over there, use my speed, go all the way down, hopefully fit, mud the peg over there. Yeah, so go, go, go. Speed. Run. Okay, can he fit? Yes. Alright, mud. Oh no, he's saying, fuck that. I'm gonna mud pros. I don't know about that one, because we know pros doesn't have aggro spells. And he has DD. So that maybe is a slight oversight by Bill, because he can get his prots whittled down, and it's so early in this game, he's got to be so careful. Why is he going aggro here? Bill. Oh, don't go into the wormhole. Jesus, he's making me nervous. What is he doing? Oh, okay. Alright. But the thing is, he went over to the other Pegasus, so he's just going to get drained again. Ah, no, he had to mud that Pegasus, the undead one, to the right of pros. No. Okay, is he going to claim some map control back? And also whittle pros' prots down a bit with the tree. Tree the pagan. Yes, sir. Okay, there we go. As you can tell, Slim and I just have the same brain. We play very similarly. What is he aiming there? Oh, risky. Slim is just in that CVA mode. He's not too worried about losing this game, is he? Pros is doing nothing to go aggro, which is not a fault. I don't point that out to fault him, because it's just his book. He's got Dark Defense. So his win con is to flash the space out and just crowd Bill with his pegs. Force a teleport, and then zone him. But if Bill can keep his prots for the next 10 turns, I think this is a certain draw, but we will see. It's turn 40 right now. And okay, he's getting mobility back with the portal. If he wants to maybe go aggro, it might be tricky. Okay, now the peg is zoning that off. Might be tricky because it's still too early. If you go aggro here and you mess up, you're losing. 20 turns might be tough. Does he go all the way down here? What is this man doing? He's absolutely insane. God, that's a wild move. I would not think to do that. Is he going to get ticked? No, he didn't get ticked by the fog. Question is here, does Proz have an aggro spell? If he does, oh no, he doesn't, okay. But, oh, the fog, the mud ball into the fog, and he lost his prots. Yeah. Slim just went a bit too aggro there. He's going to have to squeeze this one out somehow. Yeah, he's got to teleport. Shit, man. Alright, come on, Bill. You got this. I'm rooting for you. But Proz is going to do a good job here squeezing him. Can he close? Let's see it. Let's see it, Proz. Oh, into the lava. Great play by Proz. Holy shit. Nice job. Yeah, he's just going to pebble through the tree. He could also hug the tree and then pebble, and it wouldn't stun him. The pebbles would still go through. Oh, one plan I'm thinking for Bill is, could he go up? He doesn't have enough time. I was thinking go up in the portal and go down back to the left side and tree that side off. Oh, he hit that on 0. I was getting nervous there for Mr. Slim. If I'm him, what am I going to do? I have to just kind of sit where I'm at, try to go out of the auras. Yeah, he's just got to sit there and prot. So there's not much he can do. Someone who maybe doesn't play as much tournament games may think like, well, you know, why didn't he go for something aggro? Or maybe you panic and you go for an aggro move in that situation. But then that just loses the game outright, right? So Bill has to be much more passive. Oh wow, he is going for the mega, and he's saying, okay, you don't have aggro moves. I'm just going to go for it because I don't have many options. And this is actually a decent try. Is Proz out of muds? Okay, he does have clock though. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Man, I don't know what Bill does here. He's got to go for a mud again. Or to run. Just run in tower. If he doesn't have a mud. Oh, into the lava? Oh no. Does he lose this? No, Bill. Proz is not going to miss this. Yeah, GG. Damn, that was close. He tried to go for the tick into the lava. So unfortunate. So game 1, Bill brings flightless, right? And Bill's not really known for that. He's known for generic. Like, what are your thoughts in that moment when you see that he's bringing out, you know, the bank or like no portal? He's not prodding. What are you thinking?
I was surprised, to be honest. I think he surprised us all. I was expecting, like I've been ranting in Discord, I thought he was gonna bring a generic 7G book with one exception of Whisper Bomb. So
Right.
I was surprised.
Yeah, so what's your strategy with that first book? You've got double tower, right? You don't have much aggro spells. What's kind of the plan to win? What's your win con?
Hold on, let me look up. I forgot what book I used. Hold on.
Yeah, it had like Sanctuary, Clock Tower, Swarm.
Oh yeah. The flightless one.
Yeah,
Um. So in these double armas, um, you're fighting for the middle, right?
yeah,
So when we get to that phase, I have double towers to, you can technically say it's defensive, but it's also offensive at the same time. Um, so he has to pebble me, right? He wastes a turn pebbling, taking me out of one tower. If he fails it, he can't. Then I already have the aggro pressure there, and then I have DK in this book, like you saw me use against him on that game,
yeah.
to apply more pressure in those small um circumstances that he had. So basically the whole book in this play is wait till the armor shrinks, and then you have the Swaparoo to not waste the gate. You have the DK to pressure if you could, and then you have the double towers, swarm, clock, water ball, and I think I had whisper bomb in it too.
Okay, so decay is like a zoning spell in a way.
It's
He's
more yeah, it's more like a zoning.
yeah.
I don't intend to actually like kill them with it. Um, but if the opportunity presents itself, then of course, then I'm gonna use it. But it's more so like a zoning spell.
Yeah, and it's not like you're gonna have that much time to or even you don't have peg in this book, but like what you would normally see with DK is like you mount it on a peg and you jump it around. You're not doing that micro. You're just like summoning it and saying, "Good luck responding," you know?
Yeah, and that's what happened against Bill in that game. He
Right.
just couldn't. Once I summoned it, he didn't have. He couldn't contest the middle spot anymore, which makes him play awkward then, because now he has to go to the other side. But at least he had portal, so that kind of helped him a bit.
Yeah, he was squeezed though so far to that like left or the right side, just having to teleport between those two, and then you've got aura, you've got water ball. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's lost at that point. Um, so game two, so you win, and then you win game one, and then you go into game two, and he goes back to his generic bread and butter. Doesn't go that well. You get kind of thrown off the board. That can happen. Then are you thinking like, should I change up my book after your loss in game two?
Yeah. So in game two, I was actually thinking of switching it up regardless. I was thinking of running
Okay, yeah.
the generic flight prot. The reason I didn't do it was because I wanted him to think that I was gonna run something and then just run the same exact thing in hopes that he'd fall for it, but that didn't really end up well. And that's what the same thing that happened to me against Joker when I ran the same exact book. I beat him first game, and then he caught up to it really quickly and switched it to Flight Prot. That's the same thing Build pretty much did that game.
Right, gotcha. So you changed it up anyway, and you went with a Dark Defense book. Um, what was your thinking there, and how to kind of outplay him with that book or counter him?
Well, with this book, the way I play it is the Dark Defenses is really it's not the main component really. Like for me, it's more so like a last minute resort. The whole gameplay with this is just have at least two pegs and then undead pegs and then have control of the entire map, which was what happened in that game. I didn't even get to use Dark Defenses that game. You just zoned them out basically with the pegs. I had control over the entire map with the wormhole and the undead pegs, so he couldn't really go anywhere. But the
Gotcha.
DD is more so like a last minute resort in case I need my HP back, then it's there. But it's not that's not my win con really. At least not the way I play it.
Yeah, there's other ways to play it. Like we saw 1v use it, and his strategy was like, okay, take Dark Defense, and then you build up your pegs, you use it, and then you go aggro. You were telling me earlier you didn't really like that strategy.
Yeah.
Why is that, or what's different
Well,
about yours? Why do you think yours is better?
well, the thing is, if you DD early like he does, it really exploits like a lot of things, right? So you don't know what your opponent has. So I always like to just wait to see because if I pop DD early without knowing his entire book, I don't know if he has Sank, I don't know if he has Tangle. So for those reasons, I
Right.
don't like the way he plays like that. Like it's really a rookie mistake in my opinion. I think you should always use DD, and not just in this book, a DD in general, as a last minute like resort caught you by surprise kind of thing. So like if you're down HP, if you're losing, then you pop the DD. I think that's the way you should play it always.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened in your game is that even I on the commentary got kind of uh, lulled into like a false sense of security for Bill. I was thinking, oh, he's coming back. But really, you've got Dark Defense in your back pocket with like 2 Pegasus at max health. So if you just click that button, you're chilling.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you beat Bill, and you are also just recently faced XII, right? And were able to get the win. So now your matchup in the top 8 is gonna be DX. And I was wondering what your thoughts are on that. What you might need to do to compete or to throw him off guard, maybe, or what your thinking is.
No surprises, really. I'll even say it live. I most likely use that same exact book I just used against XII against DX.
Yeah.
I think that book's in a way like a quote unquote balance. So what I mean by that is that it doesn't have a weakness, I don't think. I think you can use it, you can run it safely, um, and still do well. So I think it's a safe book to pick, like something like that I was using. Maybe the DD peg could work against DX, but I suspect that he will never let me set up in any game. No matter the
Yeah.
tournament, no matter if it's 7G, he just he will never let me set up. So I know he'll most likely run some rush shit or something.
Yeah, some aggro
Um,
flightless mix. He loves to apply pressure early on those players that he knows are more defensive, like yourself.
yeah, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, even me in this tournament, I've been switching it up a lot. I
Hmm.
haven't just been running one book. I've been using several, and I
Yeah.
do have one that I still I'm still gonna be using that I haven't showcased yet. Um, so I might use that against them. We'll see.
Yeah, it's cool that this tourney is encouraging people to be adaptable, and just try a wide variety of books. Flightless, not flightless, um, flighted with like some spells that are typically brought in flightless, like Phantom. Different kind of combinations. I did that a bit in my series versus Seto, where I had 2 draws with generic. Just can't compete with his black hole book, so I switched to a Nova book. You got to be able to like make those changes like on the fly in the middle of the series, which can be super hard.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that about DX is that he's an unexpected player, so he just pulls
Yeah,
random stuff out of his Santa hat. So
yeah, bro's gonna bring stocking stuffer against you for sure.
yeah, so you never know what to expect with that kind of player. But we'll see. I'm not really worried about it.
Nice. Well, cool. Thanks for giving your thoughts, and yeah, good luck in the top 8 versus DX. Maybe I'll see you at some point. I don't know when. Don't know exactly how the bracket will play out, but I've got Spork in my first matchup, so we'll see how that goes.
I'll smack DX and you can smack Spork. Then
there,
we'll see
there we
each
go.
other there.
History's written, bro. So we'll see. I'll see you soon then.
All right, man.
All right.